Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, welcome to another night of My Life Has Destiny podcast where y'all know me. I'm one of your hosts, Quint Jones, and my sister should be up here soon. She know that we have Q&A today, so she will. She will be up here at some point. We're not going to be up here real long, but I pray that everybody had a blessed and prosperous day. Listen, something dropped in my spirit a little while ago, and I have talked about this before, but the word tells us to be careful of false prophets. When it talks about the false prophets, it's talking about people that's coming around claiming they have your best interests at heart. However, they do not. They're out to harm. They come across as gentle souls, but they are wolves in sheep's clothing. So I am going to say to you, stop chasing every prophet that comes to town. Now, look, prophets are not always found in the church. Y'all know these people that you're meeting, and you're like, oh, they had a word for me, or they jumped in my inbox and they say I dropped in a spirit, or I met somebody on the street and they read my whole government. Listen, I tell y'all all the time, you don't have to receive everything in your spirit. Sometimes people come around to gain your trust, to find out what you're going to say to them, how you're going to say, if you're going to give any information. They gain your trust and they use it against you. And that right there, those are them false prophets that don't want to hear anything else, but they always got something to say. They always got a word for you, but they don't want to hear God. We got a problem with that. Everybody does not have your back. I said this in the past quite a bit. Everybody does not have your back. And it's sad that people will use you just to benefit them. Um, and this is why a lot of people don't want to be around church people, quote unquote. A lot of people claim that they have gone through all of this church hurt. You went through spiritual hurt by the people. Been there, done that. I was so bitter with the people of God. It was a sad thing because I felt like they used my gift, but they didn't see my soul. So as long as I could benefit them, I wasn't getting much out of it. So you got to be careful. If you're in a ministry, you're in a church, you're being mentored, make sure you focus on what's inside. Get rid of the hurt before you talk about ministering to someone else. Get rid of everything that you're holding in before you allow somebody to use you as the dumping ground. Don't receive everything in your ear gate. I don't know who this is for. I don't know why it has dropped in my spirit. But sometimes you outgrow friendships. Sometimes you have to separate yourself from the people that's been around you because you're growing and they're not. So you're outgrowing them. And it's okay. That does not mean that there is love lost. That just means at this point in my life, you can't go where I'm going. God is elevating me. There's some things that I have to do. There's some things that he's requiring of me, and you just can't go where I'm going. I still love you. I still love you. And I will still be there for you if I need to. But at this point in time, I have to go where God is telling me to go. And I can't be stagnant. My yes is my yes. My yes is my yes. The Lord is in control of my temple. And I can't allow you to dictate how high I'm going to go, where I'm going, how I'm getting there, because I have to trust Him 110%. Okay? So, with that being said, I made a couple of points. Be careful, once again, of those false prophets. Two, everybody is not your friend. Three, sometimes you outgrow people and you have to leave them behind. My sister is about to come up. Um, I know we are supposed to do this at 6 o'clock, and I truly apologize that we didn't get up here when we were supposed to. But we are gonna do some Q&A. She just got up out her seat, y'all. We are gonna do some Q&A on today. Not gonna be up here real long, but because we said this is what we are going to do, this is what I really want to do. It's been a while. Um, it's been a good while. And we will be more consistent with what's taking place. Both of us has a lot going on, but we will be more consistent. And guys, listen, um, don't forget, and I'm giving the announcement now. If you are coming to the conference in October, it's a 2-night conference, October 24th and October 25th. Okay. Friday and Saturday. On Friday, it's going to start around 7:30. Saturday is going to start about 5. Saturday is our formal night. We will have food. We will have some great messengers that are going to be there. And we are asking you to register. The link is on both of our pages. Okay. We need everyone to register so we'll know how many people is going. The last day of registration is going to be October 12th. So we're pushing it out there. We're giving enough time. Registration is only $40 for those of you that want to come. Wilmington, North Carolina. If y'all need, if you're traveling from out of town, you need hotel rooms. I can definitely let you know what hotels you can book. Um, but get registered as soon as possible. Okay. So once again, my sister has just got here.
Hey y'all,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Ministry and work at the last minute. So sorry about that.
So once again, we're gonna do a few questions. We're not gonna be up here too long. I do have to work in the morning, and yeah, I gotta prepare myself um, to go in.
Don't
But
sound so motivated.
don't get me wrong, I truly love what I do, but I haven't been 100%. I told y'all last night I've been fighting this blood pressure, and now my sinuses decided that they want to act up. But I'm here, and that's all that matters. I am here, and we're gonna do what we need to do for y'all. And I'm still gonna give you 110%. Um, Coco, I know you wasn't listening, know you was in ministry, but do you have anything to say to the people before we get
Um,
started?
I do. So, um, I think it's important that, and we talked about this a little bit last night. Yeah, I want to say last night or the night before, whenever we was up here with y'all, right? Um, Self care is important. Let me say that. Um, I had a rough morning starting out. For those of y'all that know my story with my health stuff, my sugars decided that they didn't want to act right this morning. Um, and still not really acting right too much. And my wonderful sister here on the screen has already told me that if I'm still feeling the jitters, to get up and go out of here. Um, and so sometimes you have to use wisdom when it comes down to your body, because your body will tell on you, um, and your body will also put you down. In my case, the low blood sugar is just as bad as somebody who has high blood sugar. Sometimes it can be a little worse because it makes me feel horrible. Um, and yeah, you'll see me smile, but inside my body is not happy right about now. And I feel a little weird ish. And it's kind of hard to explain the feeling. But those of y'all that know anybody that's a diabetic or something like that, you know that high blood sugar can make them sweat a lot. Depending on how high the blood sugar, it can make their sweat smell sweet. Things like that. So you just need to be aware of what's going on around you with the people around you. One thing I can say is that when my sister is with, even when she's not with me, but when she's with me, she's always paying attention. If I tell her up front that I don't feel well, it's a check in kind of all day event going on. Um, and you have to have the right people around you for anything. I'm not just gonna say with health wise stuff. I'm just gonna say with anything, because depending on the situation, everybody can't be there, and everybody being around ain't the right atmosphere sometimes. Especially when you don't feel well, you kind of want to be peaceful. Um, I know me when I don't really feel all the way up to par. I don't like a lot of noise. I don't really like to deal too much. And so at the end of the day, um, again, you just gotta have the right folks around. Especially for those of y'all that call and ask folks for prayer. Make sure you got the right prayer partner, and make sure that they're um, you know, praying with you and not on you. Totally different. You know what I mean? And so one thing I can say about that is I know who to call when certain things are going on, and I have a team of people that say, yeah, if you know you're going to the hospital, you need to be ringing my phone. So things are like that. But I just want y'all to really, really take care of yourself. Y'all know that Clint don't even normally speak about how she feel. So for her to tell y'all that she ain't up to par, that's a lie. And you can kind of tell because y'all know when we normally come up here, we cracking up laughing or doing something. And so, it's been kind of, you could just tell when somebody, when the body is off. And so I've been concerned about her. She's been concerned about me. We concerned about each other. And so I just want you guys to make sure that you are taking care of you. Because if you don't, ain't nobody else gonna do it. You got one temple, one. And when people tell y'all to get y'all house in order, they ain't just talking about your physical house. Okay? You know, when you get your house in order, they talking about this here too. Because if your health ain't right, other stuff ain't gonna be right. You could have 1,000 things that go down. That's it, right? Just like Quint and me. If Quint continue to feel the way she feel, and she can't work, there's no check, right? So your body got to be right to be able to do what you need it to do. Um, and just, you know, you got other people depending on you too, some of us. And you just got to make sure that you take care of you. So self care is a must in this season. All right. Um, but I heard her say that we're going to do the Q&A. You know, we always tell y'all um, not to hit us over the head, but y'all seem to love to do it every single time. But it's okay. And she over here humming, so I don't even know right now. Okay. Normally it's me and the rock, but now she humming. I'm just we just gonna roll with it. Um, so are we starting the Q&A?
Yes, ma'am. So,
Okay.
Father, in the name of Jesus, as we come before you, we just ask you to increase in us as we decrease, oh God. Lord, give us a spirit of discernment, a spirit of wisdom, oh God. Let use us for your glory, oh God, in the name of Jesus. Those that are in the inboxes, let us touch them. You touch them, oh God, in the name of Jesus. Save, set free, and deliver from whatever they are going through, oh God. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Um, so we're gonna get right to it. The goal is to try to get as many of y'all questions out as possible. Um, so let us see.
We're gonna move as God tell us to move. We will try to spend maybe 2 to 3 minutes on each question, but if the Lord say different, we will go different. Okay. So
All right. Okay, so I see that a lot of y'all got
prayerfully testimonies.
that that came. Well, right now, a lot of stuff that came in today is like like questions, but it's like questions related to business.
Okay.
Some of them are church related, but most of them are business related. So let's go with the testimonials first, and then we'll go to the other stuff. All right. First testimonial. Sandra says, "This is for Quinn. Thank you so much for being transparent. I was in a um, domestic relationship that went bad. Um, my ex almost tried to take my life and almost could have. What stopped him from taking me out was the fact that our youngest son walked in the room. I think that if he would not have walked in the room, I would not be here today. After I was able to get out of the situation, he after I was able to get out of the situation, we went to court. I filed for full custody. I am now uh, free, but I don't really feel free. I am free because I am no longer in the situation, but I don't feel free. I feel like if he was to ever get let out, that I would be fearing for my life. At this point, I'm still grateful that I found your show and I found your testimony. Um, but I just ask you guys to keep me in prayer that my heart and mind can be set up.
Amen.
So, um, well, in a way, we are grateful that you are no longer in the situation. Um, if you're listening right now, my question to you would be: Is have you guys not went to court for the domestic situation yet? Because I heard you say that you're in fear of him getting out. So if you're listening, can you chime in um, that way, and so we can find out also where you are? Because I noticed that you didn't put where you were, so that maybe if we can get you some contact info in your area or something like that, where you'll have some in-person help as well too. Because I know that sometimes the legal system doesn't always work when it needs to in these type of situations. So let us know.
And also, let me say thank you for being transparent. It takes courage to be able to say what you're going through. Um, a lot of times, let me say it like this. If you ever saw Juanita Bynum's conference, No More Sheets, a lot of times we will give our testimony and still be in something and fighting through it. We're trusting God to come out of it, but we're still going through it and we're reaching out. And a lot of people, if you don't have the right people around you, they don't recognize that you're going through this while you're ministering to someone else. So I thank God that you had the courage. And as Coco said, if you can put your information where you are, we can attempt to help, because My Life Has Destiny is a resource for DV. And our goal is to help those that we come in contact with. So I
Right.
truly thank God for you. I
Right.
thank
And
God that He allowed me to be transparent with my testimony. I don't always want to. I don't always like to. It took me a long time to be able to open up, because He had me in a place of silence. And I even with the people that caused the harm, I never dragged them through the mud, because the Lord tells you to pray for your enemies.
mhm.
And vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and I will repay them. So, with that being said, baby, continue to trust the Lord, and we'll do what we can on your behalf.
Yeah. And our prayer for you too is that he keep you covered, regardless of what the situation currently is. Because we know we have had, if you've been watching us for a while, um, then you know that who's YouTube? That's coming from YouTube. That's coming from your page, so you might want to watch that, Clint.
I'm
Um,
watching.
but if you've been watching us for a while, then you know that some of our, most of our DV situations have ended out well, but we have had a couple that did not, and it really hurt us kind of bad. But we like to keep in touch with people who can write to us and tell us what's going on. As much as we can help, we like to help. So please keep us posted on how you are and how your kids are doing. Um, all right, so our next one is McGee. Hello, McGee.
Hi,
Um,
McGee.
McGee is in Boston. Hello, Boston. McGee says, "Thank you so much. You guys rock. Um, I am a man that has been put through the ringer. A lot of my situations, yes, I put myself in them, but at the same time, I didn't really know how to climb out of the pit at one point. I watched you guys' show. I've been watching you guys' show now for at least the last year and a half. A lot of you guys been watching us for the last year and a half. And one thing about it is you teach folks how to pick themselves up, get out of the pit, and even if you have to start over, to start over. I appreciate you guys always giving fresh nuggets, always giving real word, and not just something that tickles the fancy. I appreciate it because at the end of the day, you tell us how you guys have went through it, and you give real situations. It's something when you're trying to tell it from a third person's point of view, but when you have went through it, and somebody like me can watch how you came out, that's what makes the difference. So thank you guys. Well, thank you, McGee. I appreciate you. At the end of the day, listen, we can only tell you about us. We stay safe that way.
That's right.
We can't tell you about nobody else, honey. I mean, unless we were involved in it, it really ain't much to tell. So, I mean, the one good thing about being transparent, and not really worrying about how folks view it, is at the end of the day, you want somebody to be able to get the realness from it, and you want them to be able to see that they too can change, that it doesn't have to remain the same, right?
So,
So Quint, what you got for McGee?
McGee, while she was reading, I hear, I sought the Lord and he heard and he answered. I sought the Lord and he heard and he answered. I need you to go listen to that song because you're seeking the Lord and he's hearing you and he's answering. I appreciate your testimony, but you believe in God for some stuff. You believe in God for some stuff, and God is answering you. So don't think that your prayers are in vain. He's hearing you. That's what I got for you. And I thank you. I thank you for your testimony. I thank you for watching us. I thank you. It's people that's watching that we don't even know are watching. So we try to be consistent, but life has been lifing. But we will be more consistent, as I said last night. The goal is to set a day and to
To
at
stick
least come up
with
here once a week and
it.
just do it. That is the goal. So I appreciate you. But remember, I need you to go listen to find the song. I sought the Lord and he heard and he answered. Let me see who's
I think
singing.
it's called I Trust. Is it I think it's called I
I
Trust.
trust in God.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Trust in God by Mark Gutierrez. Something like that. So I need you to go listen to that. All right. Next one.
All right. Our next one is from Kenneth. All right, fellas, y'all rolling
Okay.
up in here. Kenneth says, "Thank you guys. You guys have been very informative. I'm saying thank you because you guys actually saved my marriage. Me and my wife were going through some things. We both stepped out of um our marriage on each other. After listening to you guys have a conversation about marriage, relationship, outside people, we realized that we were both running from things that we had to deal with on the inside of one another. It wasn't that I was mad at her. It wasn't that she pushed me away. It wasn't that she was mad at me. It wasn't that I pushed her away. It was the fact that we were both dealing with things that we never dealt with completely before coming together in a marriage. At the end of the day, I have to say we are both grateful. And from the Smiths, thank you so much. Because as of today, we are celebrating 14 years of marriage and we are still together. So yeah,
Congratulations.
listen, marriage is a beautiful thing.
Congratulations.
You understand? I tell people all the time, your marriage is what you make it. So congratulations. It's hard
Congrats.
to stay after infidelity. That's kind of one of the hardest things to deal with in a marriage. But
Mhm.
I'm glad you guys have chose to make it work. So
Yeah.
congratulations on 14. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Con- Yes, congratulations on your 14 years. Listen, I'll say this, keep the lines of communication open.
Mm-hmm.
Never take away her womanhood, and you don't take away his manhood. It is so important for you to continue to uplift each other and continue to have each other's back and continue to be each other's peace. Because a house divided against itself, it cannot stand. Your
Mm-hmm.
sanctuary is your home. So it is important for you to continue to be one and don't let any third parties, I don't care if it's money, the
Mm-hmm.
children, the car, the job, let all that stay on the outside of your marriage.
Right.
Okay? Y'all come together. Don't allow children to manipulate your marriage. Do not allow children to manipulate your marriage. Y'all have to stand as one. If you're watching, do y'all have a blended family? Just a little curious.
I'll let you know if he replies.
Okay. But if you do, once again, stay one, stay in agreement. That's what I have for you. But congratulations on your 14 years. Next
Our
question.
next one, this one is from Bronze Beauty. Hello, Bronze Beauty.
Hey, Bronze Beauty.
Um, she said, I want to thank you guys. She said, you guys did a show on insecurities and, what does that say? You did a show back in 2022 on insecurities and low self esteem. She said, I went back and I rewatched that show about 5 or 6 times. She said,
Wow.
because I had to really let it sink into my system that I don't have to answer to the labels that society has tried to place on me. That I am beautifully and wonderfully made, and that I'm made the way He wanted me to be. I
Yeah.
don't, she said, I got it from you guys that I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea, but I just have to learn how to be God's cup of tea. She
Yes.
said, I appreciate the fact that you guys, um, beautiful women as such, you guys just roll with it and just don't care. She was like, but you see the confidence of God that exudes from you both, and that's what makes the difference. I appreciate you guys so much, and as of today, I am that bronze beauty.
Oh, you about to make me cry. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is so important to know who you are and knows who you are. That's the biggest thing. The people on the outside, listen, yes,
Yeah.
there's a consequence for your actions. However, they're not paying your bills. They're not doing anything for you
Right.
but spectating. So why would you allow them to have power over you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give people that much power. I was sharing with somebody before, and I think I shared this with y'all in the past. I know I shared how I categorize people, but
Oh,
somebody
we,
asked
oh,
me
we better
why
go there.
I categorize the people like that. Now, when I told them, I categorize people in three categories. All right. I categorize them as a salad, pizza, and a french fry. And now I'm pescatarian. So, them salad people are very close to me. Why? Because they're going to do me good. They're going to hydrate me. They're going to push me into where I need to be. They're going to cleanse me. Okay? They're going to help me to grow and be healthy. Mentally, spiritually, they taking off weight. They doing all that good stuff. Pizza and french fry, I love them, but they're not so good to me. That pizza might constipate me because of that dairy. Might mess with my stomach. The french fries gonna swell me up, mess with my circulation. So I gotta keep that stuff a little bit further apart than where I'm gonna keep my salad. Everybody don't belong in the same category. Some people, and I just discussed this, you have to distance. There's always a method to my madness and why I do certain things. So you don't have to worry about those people that are not in the categories that you label them as. Why? Because what are they doing for you? How are they benefiting you? Most of the time, they're using you. Most of the time, they're leeches. So continue to stay confident in who you are and push away those. Let them go. Most of the time, they fall off anyway.
On their own.
You ain't got to open your mouth. So that's what I have for you. Thank you for being, for watching, for supporting. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, we have Lee. Hello, Lee.
Hi, Lee. You didn't
Um,
have anything for her?
I think you said what I was gonna say. So I ain't gotta say,
Okay.
I ain't gotta say it because you said it already. So, I mean, y'all know that. Y'all know sometimes we finish what each other gonna say. So I ain't even gotta say it. I'm gonna just say, continue on the path that you have started, and just don't look backwards. You know what I mean? Continue pushing forward and going forward. Momentum is key for you in this season. So that's what I got.
Amen.
Because she already said everything else, like literally everything that I was thinking. So, um, uh, Lee, how you doing, Lee? Lee is from actually Fort Worth, Texas. All right,
All right, Lee.
how you doing in Fort Worth? Lee said, "I want to thank you guys. You guys actually um helped. You actually helped our family come back together. You guys did a show about a young lady who almost got trafficked. We watched that show. My daughter had ran away and had been gone. We hadn't seen her in about 3 months. After watching your show, my wife sent the link to your show to her phone. She watched the show. She returned home about a month later. Everything has been better since. She said that she got a better sense of who she was, and she understands that the person that started her in that situation really did not love her. We are glad that you guys do what you do, continue to do what you do, and do more. We pray that you guys can reach the masses because we tried everything to get her back home, and this brought her back. Um, he said she is currently seeking schools so she could get back in school and get her CNA license to become a nurse. So,
Yay.
yay! That is
Yay.
super excited to hear. I'm
Oh my
listening.
God.
Y'all finna turn Quint to a bucket of water tonight. I'm not going there with her
Oh
tonight.
my God.
But I will say that particular show we remember like it was yesterday. Um, and if that's what helped, by the grace of God, we are grateful. We are just glad that she home and
Yes.
she home safe.
Yeah.
God, because a lot of people that are in that situation don't make it back home.
That's right.
Some of them are never seen again. So we are grateful that she is back and she is safe. And congratulations on getting ready to go back to school. I'm so
Yes.
excited to hear that for her. Keep us posted and let us know when she gets her certifications and all of that stuff because we'll be super excited just to hear it. I mean, it does the heart good. But I think most of all, it's the fact that God is a keeper and He
Yes,
kept
he
her
is.
and she's home. So go ahead,
I,
Quinn.
oh my God. I'm truly blessed to hear that she made it back home. That show, ooh, and we have had we had another show that was similar, um, that it almost happened to. And it was a devastating situation.
Hmm. Yeah.
But I truly thank God that that changed her life. We always want to be used by God. Our yes is a yes. We surrender to Him. Um, and we can't do this without Him. So I'm grateful for your family. Y'all keep pushing because in the nursing field, there is no place to go but up. CNA, she could get in like 6 weeks,
Yeah. Depending on where you guys are. I
depending
know
on where you are.
some of the community colleges do different these days, but
Right. But there are
either way,
certain,
she chose a good career.
yes, and there are certain places, and check into them that she may get hired at that will be willing to
Pay for it
train her as a CNA and
and pay
or
for it.
pay for it. So there are different avenues that she can take, or she can start her nursing school, and a lot of jobs will take her as a tech, because she's in nursing school. So once she get through fundamentals, she's good. So there's so many avenues that you can take, that she can take, to do what she want to do. But I will tell you this, nursing school is not easy, but don't stop. Because if this is your passion, don't do it for the money. If it's your passion, then I promise you it's worth it in the end. Has to be a passion for you, but it's definitely worth it in the end. And make sure, once again, you have the right people to mentor you. You need mentors while you're in nursing school. You need mentors after nursing school. And what they say about you getting out, you won't know anything once you hit the floor, is true. Forget what you learned, is true. The floor is different than school, but gather the information now and go from there. So I thank God for your family. Keep in touch. Let us know when she starts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Listen, that's exciting, y'all.
Yes.
And to let us say this to you, and you can tell it to her if she's not currently watching this with you, but she is not the labels that have been placed on her.
Not at all.
She might have did something once, but she is not that person no more. So just
Hmm.
tell her to walk into the newness of who she is. So um, I'm excited for her. Um, wow. Okay, so this one is coming from Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Tiffany is in Miami. How you doing, Tiffany? Um, Tiffany says, I just want to say thank you to you guys. It's been a long road, a long journey. It's been a lot. And I can't even, sometimes I don't even know where to begin. She says that she went through the year of losing. Um, she said that she's literally lost a family member almost every single month since the new year has come in. She said, I was just wondering if it's something that I did wrong. Is God trying to get my attention? She said, but then I listened to your show one day where you guys said sometimes you just got to get still and listen to God. Talk to Him and tell Him how you feel, and He'll definitely talk to you back. She said, I did just exactly what you guys said. She said, he did tell me that it was not me. I'm not being punished, but he was trying to get my attention. She said, I didn't realize that I put everything else before him and I gave him my sloppy seconds. She was like, I realized that after watching you guys' show, after listening to you guys talk about how God had to sit you down sometimes just in order to get you where He wants you to be. She said, I am grateful for the two of you listening, being powerful women of God and not sugarcoating it. She's like, I came up before. She said, you know, people tell you once saved, always saved. She said, but I found out that's a whole lie. She was like, I've had to come back and retry it and redo it multiple times. She was like, I do know that in life, as long as I'm alive, there are going to be times where I slip up, where I mess up, but I got to learn how to pick myself up and just continue to keep going. I'm grateful to be able to sit back, to listen to women such as yourselves. And now, because of you guys, I also learned how to pray about where He wants me to be. She said, I finally joined my first church home after being out of church about 9 years.
Wow.
So testimonies are great, you guys. We are happy for them.
Wow.
Try to put no bucket of water on the screen.
Huh?
Don't you try to put no bucket of water on the screen.
I'm so excited for you that you got into a church. And let me tell you why. Because after me going through my divorce, my first divorce, I was in that church for 11 years. And losing my husband as well as the ministry, it was a lot. And I was in a wilderness. I knew how to pray, but it took me to a whole nother level of praying. Talking about praying to figure out where I'm going, praying to figure out what church I need to go to, praying to figure out who I need to sit under, praying to figure out what I need to eat and where. It took me to a whole nother level of prayer. And then to keep silent. Because the one thing I know how to do is open this mouth, and it don't always have a filter. My filter be broken a lot of times, okay? But I had to learn to shut up and pray. And that's how the Lord told me, shut up and pray. And He also told me to walk by faith. It took my faith to a whole nother level. I couldn't do things my way. I could mess up stuff my way, but I had to do things God way. And when I say for a long time, I ran, and now I can sit still and be quiet and allow Him to speak. Because sometimes we don't need to open our mouth because He know what we going through. Sometimes we got to get in a quiet place and allow Him to speak. And baby, with all that you're going through, sometime you need to get with a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, because losing all them people is hard, especially if you was close to them. And
Right.
I've learned I can't run to every funeral because my mental health is important. If the Lord don't tell me to go, I'm not going. Sorry. You could be mad, but nobody know what you going through but you and God. People may not understand, but self-care is the best care, and you have to be okay for you. So, continue to pray. Continue to seek the Lord. Make sure you build a relationship with your pastor because that is important. And continue to do what God is calling you to do because there is ministry inside of you. Not going there today, but there is ministry inside of you.
You already starting.
And He has something great in store for you. So, baby, your suffering is not in vain. It's not in vain. You have to. I don't know if you ever heard of grief counselors.
Mm-hmm.
Your faith determines your outcome. That might be in store for you. So don't look at this as don't look at this as a place that's going to keep you stagnant. It's not. It's not. The word says it was good that you've been afflicted that you might learn his statutes. This is an elevation period for you. And you got to go through something in order to help somebody else. If you never go through anything, how can you tell somebody how to come out of it? So continue to trust God because He got something great. Coco, I'm going to shut my mouth.
Um, want to say that life is life is beautiful when you find you, right? A lot of times we, as especially us women, um, you get in relationships and you live in the shadows of other people. You lose yourself a lot of times, and even not even just relationships. Sometimes, as being a mom, you lose yourself in trying to be that mom, right? You lose yourself in the day to day with your kids and always doing mom things and never taking the time to just adjust and have a moment. So I'm just going to say it's beautiful again when you find you. I'm sure that you are happy that you found you. And there's nothing like finding you. Because, baby, when you find out who you are
That's right.
and whose you are,
Yes.
when everything changes and things turn around, you know what I mean? Everybody's finding themselves, they is different. And so I'm just glad that you are in a place now where you're seeking and having more conversations with God because that's the best way to move. People can tell you anything, but what is He telling you to do? You got to be obedient and move the way He tell you to move because that's a career move when you
Hmm.
listen to His instruction. You can want something, but that may not be His intent for you.
That's right.
So just continue to hearken to His voice. Obviously, you hearing and you listen. So just continue to go that route. Keep us posted on how you doing, and we love to hear from you. So
Yeah.
thank you again.
Yes, yes.
Our next one is from Chrissy.
Hey, Christy.
Chrissy says hello. Chrissy is from
Hello.
North Carolina. Well, hello, fellow North Carolinian. Chrissy says, "Let me tell y'all something about y'all. You guys, there's no way I would have never believed it if you would have told me that the two of y'all, have not known each other for y'all entire life. I truly did not believe it when you guys said that y'all just met a couple years ago. And for you guys to have a relationship the way you do, I have longed for meaningful relationships and friendships." She said, "My worst relationships have been the friendships that I have tried to have with women." She was like, "I always end up just getting the bad end of the stick for some reason. So most of my friends are males. I don't have a lot of girlfriends." She said, "But then I heard your sister say, I prayed for real friends. And here y'all go." She was like, "So I'm gonna give it a shot." And like, "I'm gonna give it a shot and see if he'll work it out for me." She said, "Because right now I love my brothers." She said, "But sometimes they get on my nerves." She was like, "But I just wanted to get up here and say that I actually love you guys' relationship. Continue to remain who you are. And I just think it's awesome."
Wow.
Well, that's what happened. It's a true story. We have not known each other all our life. I think we met for the first time 2018, 2019 ish,
Mm,
somewhere around that time. but that's what it is. I mean, you can't tell, but it is. So,
Right.
but we listen. We love to have fun, man. We love God, but we also know how to have fun. We are not those like y'all call stick in the mud type of Christians. That's not us. We like to get together, go out and do things. I mean, we would have the most fun just with each other. We even learn about other folks in the room. And so, but and you could always tell when we're in the same group. Let's put it that way. But if you ask him for it, he'll send it. That's for sure. So you already heard Quinn give her bit about that. I'm sure she's about to bring it up again in just a second. So I just tell you, just be careful what you ask for. Right. So that's what I got. Go ahead, Quinn.
Look, I say this. Yes, Coco said be careful what you ask for. It was needed for me. And it was needed because, listen, my flesh was saying, choke her out, choke her out. Y'all know? But I needed somebody I could truly confide in. And he did it expeditiously. He did it. He don't always give you what you want, but he give you what you need.
What you need.
And like I said, he brought me to that at that time. It's been a couple of more that's been added on. However, this one right here, I know without a shadow of a doubt that I could go to her with anything. And it's the same. You would think, and I'm looking at the screen, I'm like, dang, we starting to look alike. Um, you would think,
Somebody actually said that to me the other day. They was like, "Where's your sister?" I said, which one?" They was like, I think you said she was in Virginia." I said, "Oh, Quinn." It's about. I thought I saw her the other day. I said, "If you seen Quentin, she ain't come see me. She ain't here." So, so yeah.
exactly.
Right.
You would think we was birthed from the same cloth. But, and I'm a little bit, no, mm-mm. We both go there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm probably a little bit more bolder. I'll do things because I know I'm gonna get the controversy, and she's just gonna get the calls. It's, I am who I am, and it doesn't bother me to be me. You only get one. I'm unique. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and I love to enjoy life. I worked hard to be able to enjoy life, and I was telling Coco that the other day. Like a lot of times, people go through their do I want to, yes, I want to use depression. People go through a depression because they don't know how to live. They're working, they're taking care of home, they're paying all these bills, and at the end of the day, there's more month than money. So when it's time for them to do for them, they're either robbing Peter to pay Paul, or it's a struggle to do, so it's taking a while. They're taking from the rent, then you got eviction letters, lights off, whatever is going on. So you're not living your life while you're here on earth. And that's not what God wants for us. Just because you are a Christian does not mean you cannot, or I like to say I'm spiritual. Don't mean you can't have fun.
Right.
Okay? God wants you to have fun. He knows who you are. You don't have to be out there doing any and everything to have a good time. And we know how to have a good time.
We have a great time.
We have a great time. We could be sitting in the house having a great time. It's just who we are. You gotta find what you do. I could be by myself having a great time. My kids would be like, what you laughing at? Like, because I enjoy me. I enjoy who I am. At work, I'm the same way, but I keep a smile on the people face. And they be like, something wrong with you. No, I love life. I'm on a natural godly high. And I don't want to be around people that is just stuck and stressed. And I don't want to do that. So start with you. Change your atmosphere. We talked about that in the past. Be the, what is it? Not the thermos. Be be who God called you to do. So when you walk in the room, it'll change the atmosphere
Yeah,
completely.
that's a thermostat.
Yes, that's a thermostat. It'll change the atmosphere completely. Okay? Be that. So yes, if you need to pray for a friend, baby, pray. Because God know what you need. And we all need somebody to talk to. We all need somebody that's not going to judge us. We all need somebody to tell us when we're doing right and we're doing wrong. Coco is not a yes person, and neither am I. I could easily say, Coco, reel it in. You don't, you know you ain't supposed, and it goes the same way. Quint, you know you shouldn't have said that. Don't get me wrong. Prayer has saved a couple people.
Yes, on both ends.
Okay. But be who you are in the Lord. Okay. That's what I have for you.
Listen, again, she said what I would have said. Listen, I mean, nowadays when you look at social media, let's just take that. Nowadays, when you look at social media, you see all of these stories about people who thought that they were friends, and the friends have done something to the other friend that was life changing in a bad way. And so it's very important that you know who you're dealing with, right? I know if Quint is ill about something, she knows she can voice it. I'm probably gonna look at her like she's strange and be like, well, why you know? And we do that with each other. Like, say what you gonna say. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it would never come down to the point of where I'm gonna be like, yeah, if I got an issue, she know I'm gonna voice it. She got an issue, she gonna voice it. And that's what you're supposed to do with each other. Don't be walking around smiling in your so-called friend face when you know you got problems with them.
Mm-mm.
That's not what we do, and I'm sure that that's what you have ran into with females. Because before her and before a couple other ones, that's what I dealt with. Females are very finicky and can
Mhm.
be, and you have to really ask God to hook you up with the right one.
And and
Go ahead.
can I say this too? We are not each other's competition either,
Not at all.
because I promise you, Coco is a walking resource, and I constantly go to her like, Coco, listen, Coco. And when she don't know certain stuff, she'll come to me.
Yeah.
But we are not. When one is doing good, it's a blessing. We're gonna congratulate each other,
Because I
not
hype
be
her up.
jealous.
No, I hype her up, y'all. When she decides, I'm like, oh, okay. Like for real, I'll be your main little amen corner. I'll cheer you up.
And
And
if
that's what
she
you're
got
supposed to
something
do.
going on, guess what? I'm coming. If I can,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there. And it's the same with her. So
I,
you need true friends. Not somebody that's gonna be jealous of you and envy what you have.
not at all. Because my
That's
whole
somebody.
thing is we live. I mean, we do a lot of some of the things we do. We are in kind of the same fields on some stuff, and then there are fields that we're in that we're totally opposite. But the fields that we're in the same, we don't try to overdo each other. I send people to her, she send people to me. I'll be like, oh yeah, y'all can go get that from her. If she don't make what I make, she'll send them to me. And so that's what you do. Like at the end of the day, you don't have to gatekeep. I don't like the crab in the barrel mentality. I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
It's something that we do our best to demolish over here on these sides of the world. So and that's what you want to look for. You want that friend to say, okay, well, what you trying to do? How you trying to do it? What steps have you already took? Okay, all right. So what steps do you need to take to make it where you're trying to go?
Right.
And that's what we do. Those are the types of conversations we have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ask her like, I mean, we do ask each other personal stuff, but not like that I want to be all up in her business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times with some of these wonderful folks, you want to be up in folks' business so that, y'all do have an issue with each other. You got some crap to go throw back in somebody's face. For what?
Mm-hmm.
For what? It don't even make sense to do all that. If you're supposed to be sisters, act like it. You know what I'm saying? If you're supposed to be friends, act like it. But a lot of times you do end up having frenemies more
Right.
than not. And you have to pray for them too. So at the end of the day, continue to do it the way you're doing it. And be mindful that, when you're a female who got a lot of male friends, when you go to start having relationships, your dude ain't gonna like that too much. You know what I mean? So you gotta start looking at, okay, your dude gonna be like, well, you got 1,000 brothers,
Right.
right? And so he ain't gonna want to feel like he got to go through everybody if something go wrong between the two of y'all.
Right.
But listen, I love I just want you to just be aware of the folks that you decide to call friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And look, she is in my personal stuff because Coco is also my accountant for business and personal. So if you can't trust somebody with your finance, she got access to everything. Listen, don't call them friends.
Right. Don't call. That's it.
Don't do it. Don't
Yeah,
do
don't do it. Don't do it.
it.
Because I mean, when you got, and you know how some people are, you got some people that when they do realize that you got stuff like that, they come and be like, oh, my friend got paper. Let me try to get close. No, Negro. No, 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 no. Wrong deal. And you trying to get close for the wrong reason. That's not it. Me and her have different contacts on both sides of the board. I don't try to get close to her for her contacts, and she ain't try to get close to me for mine. Okay, if I introduce her to somebody, it's because I know that they can help her. If she introduces me to somebody, it's because she want me to know them. Period. There's no I'm introducing you to this person so that you can kill this relationship and it's you and them. Because a lot of people do that too. And that's not what you do. You just got to be aware of what you got going on and who you
And
got
a
it
lot
going.
of people tried it with us.
Yeah. So we ain't even gonna do that. Cause I looked at the things like they were crazy. Like what? Okay. Like yeah, no. Like I told you, if you've been watching us for a while, y'all already know when we gets in the car, we'll roll on out. There ain't too many. I mean, I got folks that I deal with here where I'm at that don't do what she'll do, and she ain't even here. She in a whole nother state. I know if I call and it's dire, I ain't even gotta say nothing. Next thing I know, 4 hours later, she at my door. Okay, the same thing here. So you gotta understand, like that's not just friend. If I called her sister, that's the title she wears. That's what she is. It's a big difference because everybody got to you got to remember that family don't always have to be blood related, right? And so that's what that is. Her family is my family. I am the auntie, all right, and that's just what it is. So at the end of the day, um, I wouldn't take anything uh for it for what it has been. right? And that's what you want. You know what I mean? I know that if something was to happen to me, it'll make her feel some kind of way. If something happened to her and anybody her whole family. And be like, what happened? And we feel what? Like, and it was like that when my husband went through what he went through, that's her brother. She was here. I ain't even had to say nothing else. That's her brother. She was here. It won't just about me. It's because that's her brother too. And she is his cute cute. Okay? So I'm just telling y'all, like at the end of the day, you gotta understand the anatomy of relationships. And then once you know where you are, because some people don't let you know where you fit in, you can think you got a status with somebody that you don't have.
And look, y'all, it took some vetting on her husband's behalf. He put a tracker on her when he first started letting her go with me. He had to get to know who his wife. He would go with us at first all the time, and
Hmm.
then he stopped and he put a tracker. And then it was like, "Oh, you going with QQ? Okay."
Yeah. Yes, y'all. He was GPSing me now.
Yes, it took a minute. It took a minute, but you have to prove who you are to people. Be real. If you're gonna be real, be real. Don't do that shady, fickle business. I don't like
Mhm.
it. Don't want no parts of it. And if I don't deal with you, baby, I don't deal with you. Trust, and you'll know it. I'm not gonna front. If
Right.
I go to Coco House and there's somebody in the room that I don't want to deal with, guess what I'm gonna do? Coco,
She,
I
yep.
see you later.
She'll tell me.
And I go about my business. And then I come back when it's time for me to come back. Or I'll be like, I'm going home and I'll get on the road.
Hmm.
It depends because I know me. And I told y'all my mouth don't always have a filter. So if I feel like at that moment I don't want to deal, I'm not. And I could sit in a room amongst people and not say a word and be comfortable because that's me. And I have done it. If I don't deal with you, you know I don't deal with you. I don't need to front like I deal with you. It is what it is. So, with that being said, we're going to go to the next one. Moving along.
Okay. I think we are fine. I think we are finally into the questions, y'all.
Oh, boy.
Um, so we're gonna start with all of the. I'm gonna kind of flip flop. I'm gonna flip flop back and forth in between the business and the church ones.
Okay.
Um, I don't even know if I want to throw any of these relationship ones in there tonight, but because y'all be getting us with them, y'all be coming with some stuff. But we gonna I got you. We just go flip flop. Okay. All right. So we have. Ooh, baby, I'm about to jack up your whole name. Sh- Shronje is
Tajay.
no. This is Shron. SHRUNGAGHA.
SHR. Shranje.
That's that's how I'm pronouncing it. Probably
Okay.
ain't right, but
Shranje.
I'm sorry if I jacked it up, boo boo. Um, she is from Baltimore. Hi,
Hey.
Shronje. Okay, so she says I have a business and church question. She said I heard all the time coming up that they say do not mix church and state. She said, one, what does that really mean? Two, when it comes down to business, when it comes down to church, is the church supposed to have you fill out a form explaining the amount of your finances? Oh Lord, here we go.
Mm, mm.
Three, three, in business, Are there biblical terms for it? Okay. All right. So let's start with the first one. Church and state. That's a old cameo, as I like to put it. Um, it's pretty much where you have to separate those things that are outside the church, like governmental, politics type of stuff, is not ever supposed to come and be a part of your ministry. But sometimes they intertwine into each other, and depending on how the ministry is structured, it can break the ministry apart. Okay. Um, so that's like a whole nother avenue of stuff. Are you like part of an admin, or are you sitting on a church board as to why um that was brought up? Because I've normally the only time you hear that is if you are in like a leadership type of meeting. So if you don't mind like chiming in on that. The second part that you asked about, um, as far as the church knowing how much you make, that ain't their business. Um, I go to a church that I love. They don't ask me how much I make. They just know I make something. Okay. But I pay my tithe and I pay offering. And then I allocate funds to other stuff just because I give. Right. So um, that answer for me would be a no. Um, for multiple reasons. um, and when it comes down to business and you're talking about biblical terms, are you referring to biblical principles for business? Because if that's what you mean, then yes, there are biblical principles that you can use in business. Go ahead, Clint. Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay. So when it comes to church and state, I don't feel like they should intertwine, although people do it. Um, it's just like doctrine and spirituality. Doctrine is a bunch of rules, or religion and spirituality, a bunch of rules, and spirituality is your lifestyle. So, um, although a lot of people, religions go by doctrine, teach his own. Um, when it comes to telling a church my finances, it's a no. I'm not. If you want to try to guess from my ties, you could try. But they don't need to know that much,
Mm-mm.
because if you're in a good church, when you have a need, they're gonna do what they're supposed to do if you're a tithe payer. But a lot of them nowadays don't. So why do you need to know what my finances are?
Mm-hmm.
So you can get more into my pockets? No.
Yeah,
Um,
because they should. And let me say this real quick: they shouldn't. And I'm too sure that they're asking you that just to see if you're really paying the right
right,
amount of tithes, which does not. That's not their problem. If you
right,
know that you're not paying the amount of what you make your 10%, that's on you because God gonna deal with you. It ain't got nothing to do with them,
right.
right? And so, yeah, go ahead, Glenn.
Um, and the other part, uh, biblical principles when it comes to the business, it's just like you having a nonprofit or whatever. You know, you're not going to mix the two. Yes, there are biblical principles that you have to follow. There is principles you have to follow concerning federal IRS. There's principles that you have to follow. So yeah. Um, but if your church is that much in your finances and you're not comfortable with it, then you need to have a conversation. I must say that. Have that conversation. Um and go from there is what I'm going to say. That's my nice answer. Okay? All right. Next question.
Now, if you're talking about in detail about biblical principles when it comes down to business, for me, those details will be making sure your business is integral. Um, Always be a giver, because as long as you are a like a freely given person and you're not given to be seen kind of thing, and you keep it that way, and your business is integral, you operate from a spirit of excellence when it comes down to business, your business is always gonna run right. So those are when I think of biblical principles, that's what I mean. But you would have to just really kind of break it down as to how you're asking that
Right.
part. Um, so yeah, I hope we answered your question, because that second part, we just you know. So we're gonna move on. Uh, our next one. Uh, okay, I take it this is your screen name or your user ID. Control2XY. Hello. Um,
Okay.
my question is for business. Okay, so I understand that you guys do a lot outside of ministry. How do you focus on? How do you prior? How do you prioritize the two? I was always told that ministry comes first and then everything comes afterwards.
Hmm.
But for me, I've been doing it the other way around. Am I wrong?
Okay. So let me ask this question. Ministry comes first. You and your relationship with God, that ministry comes first. Okay? Um but let me ask this. Is your business what's supporting you? Is that all you have, or are you working as well as you running your business? You do have to prioritize and make time for each, but you have to decide what is going to be the priority. I get up in the morning, I have to bless my Lord for opening my eyes. That's a part of ministry. For breathing life into me. That's a part of ministry. When I'm about to go into the building that I work in, I'm praying. I'm praying over my patients. That's ministry. I'm speaking. That's all ministry. Um, so I'm doing God's work while I'm working for my employer, all that good stuff. Um, there is also times where we have vending events, we have different stuff, and you have to put it in perspective as to when you have the time for it, how you have the time for it, because you do want to give to your business. So it's up to you, but God is always first because He's going to take care of you. So, Coco.
For me, um, and a big part of my business is ministry. So my ministry plays a lot in my business. So it is for me, it is a merge.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to understand where you are in ministry. I make sure that when people enter in or just have a consult, that you know that this is what you get, right? Um, and I make it very clear as to how I work, because I'm one of them that if you're not right mentally, physically, spiritually, your business won't be right. And so I deal with the total person, not just your business. And so, that's one of the biggest things about me, is that I fuse the two together.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't. Some people separate them. I don't. Um, and that's just my way of working. But your whole thing is one, what do you do for business?
Right.
That's the first thing. And two, you say ministry. What do you do in ministry? You know what I mean? Are you just a leader in the church? Are you the pastor of the church and trying to run business? I mean, because then it's different in certain aspects. Because if you're the lead of the church and you're a business owner, I'm sure it's a lot, because not only are you dealing with a congregation full of people and trying to run your business, sometimes, and I have to tell, me and Quentin have this conversation all the time, you have to learn how to delegate. You're one person, you can't do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you have to delegate it off to somebody else so that you can still have the time to go do what needs to be done elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to ministry. So, I hope that answers your question. All right. I mean, if you're on and you're watching and you chime in, we'll continue to talk about it.
Right.
Um, this one is from Nene. She said, I have a church and relationship question. Ooh, Lord, y'all. Okay, so she said, I was invited to the church about by one of the praise and worship members. I got in the church, every eye turned on me. I did not feel welcome at all. When I went to go try to say something to the individual, they became offended. Um, I wasn't saying anything in defense. I was just saying how I felt. Everybody kept asking me how I felt. Did I enjoy the service? And I was honest. I said no, I didn't, because I felt uncomfortable. I felt like the sermon was about me, and that just was not what I was thinking that service will be like. Especially after somebody who's been seeking and yearning and wanting different and wanting change. It kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Am I wrong for feeling like I just don't want to deal with church? Then the relationship question is, I've been in a relationship now for the last 6 years. I want more out of the relationship. Is there an easy way to bring it up in conversation to where the person doesn't feel like I'm trying to force commitment? So
Okay.
answer whichever one you want to answer first.
All right. Let's start with the church. You're not okay. So when it comes to you feeling wrong about not wanting to deal with the church, everybody's entitled to their own feelings. However, I will not let one church experience interfere with how I feel regarding church,
Church spirit, yeah.
because you're there for God, not the people. There is a church for everyone. That church just wasn't for you. Find a church that you're comfortable in where you can connect truly with the leadership, connect with, like I said, once again, it's not about the people, but have a connection to where it's not going to interfere with your spirituality.
Mhm.
Um, so you may have to visit a few churches in order to find that right church.
Right.
Some people, they're spectators. It doesn't matter how they feel about you. It doesn't matter what they think about you. It don't even matter what they say about you. Let the people talk.
Right.
When it comes to a relationship, you should be comfortable enough, especially after 6 years,
To bring
to
it
be
up.
able to talk to him about anything.
Yeah.
If you cannot talk to him about what you feeling, baby, then he might not be the right one for you. sorry, but not sorry. Because after 6 years, he should be your best friend and you should be able to tell him anything without him being offended. Y'all should have already been having that conversation after 6 years. So, what did y'all expect to do for the relationship to just stay stagnant?
Or just remain boyfriend, girlfriend, and no commitment.
You need to be able to ask him where his mindset is concerning going to another level because don't nobody just want to be a girlfriend for the rest of their life. Well, at least I don't. So, so with that being said, you should be able to have that conversation openly. And if you're fearful of having that conversation openly with um the without him feeling like you're giving him an ultimatum or getting offended by it, then we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Okay?
Yeah.
So you should be able to just go to him like, babe, I need to have a conversation with you. We need to talk and have that conversation. How do you feel about marriage? Um, is this relationship going anywhere? Do you even believe in marriage? Do you want children? Do you want, I mean, those conversations should have already been had. 6 years? It's a long time. Coco?
I'm gonna start with the church part too. First of all, if it was your first time going to the church, it was the church's duty to make you feel welcome. You're a visitor. You ain't never been there before. Um, and for you to walk out feeling like you were judged, not a good look. Not a good look at all. Um, and that's something where a lot of churches go wrong, to be honest. Um, and so I don't know the church, don't know the people, but I want to apologize to you, you know, because that's not how that was supposed to go. You're supposed to be able to feel comfortable in being there. It didn't matter if you felt comfortable enough that you wanted to return, but at least feel comfortable enough to say, the service was okay. You couldn't even give her that, like, or whoever the individual was that. You just come flat out the rip and say, no, I didn't feel welcome and I just felt judged. Like, especially for you to come inside the building and you felt like the sermon was about you and you just coming. That's wow. Um, that says a lot. For one. Two, um, with the relationship part of things, just like Quint said, if you can't go to that man after 6 years and say, hey, can we have a conversation? I just want to know where we're going, where we're headed, what we're doing, and y'all can't have that conversation, then I don't know how y'all been together this long. Okay, so um, and do y'all have kids together? Because then it's a whole nother ball game of stuff. So I just say have the conversation. If it go left just because you had that conversation about commitment, then it tells you a lot, and you got your answer. It's better you know now than to continue going on because you done had 6 years that you can't get back, right? So fix it now before it continues to go any further. I hope we answered your question. All
And
right.
that's a long time. Look, I could tell you, I told somebody recently um, that I did not read a text because it was 2 minutes. I couldn't get back. So 6 years. Sorry, time is valuable. It is of the essence. And I'm learning that time is valuable.
Wow.
So I just didn't do it. Just saying. Go ahead. Next.
Wow. Okay. This one is from. Okay, so I'm gonna take it that this is when y'all don't have names. I'm just gonna read your screen name. This is from Brat's Life or Brat Life. Hello, you are in Chicago. Hello in Chicago.
Chicago,
Um,
Chi-Town.
so I have relationship question only. We have, ooh, baby, y'all got a lot of kids. We have 9 kids together. Um, I do not feel like we're in a committed relationship. I just feel like we started things really early and we got it just went too far. We've been together long enough to just really say, should we stay or should we end it? Almost all of our kids are almost out of high school, almost out of the house. I don't want to feel like I'm wasting his time. He don't want to feel like he's wasting mine. In a way, we have come to a common ground, but we do share real love. What are your thoughts?
Sound like somebody going through some midlife crises because
Um,
9 years later and everybody out of high school, y'all been together for a long time and y'all not in a committed relationship.
it's more than 9 years. It's 9 kids, but it's a lot more than 9 years.
Right. And
Yeah.
nobody's committed to each other. Are y'all having outside? Are y'all in an open relationship?
Yeah.
I mean, something don't it sound like there's more to that you're not telling. And if y'all gonna move on and y'all already came to the agreement to move on, then why are we up here? Um, I'm just a little curious about this because it doesn't make sense to me. Sound like y'all want to explore because y'all was young when y'all got together, so y'all feel like y'all missed out on something.
Yeah. And then after all the kids, you want to see something different. I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like to me. Um, because 9 kids, you get no commitment, none.
And most
Not a
out of high school.
ring, not a ring, not a halfway engagement, not a promise, nothing. Y'all, um, and you
So
talk
y'all
about
feel like y'all missed out on life.
wasted time. Like you
Right.
don't want to, y'all don't want to waste each other's time,
Y'all didn't realize that after the first kid.
right?
Before the kid, y'all had 9 children.
9 whole kids together, so it
And
got to be something.
yeah, y'all feeling like life, we went through all of this, but we never explored the life. And I
Yeah,
could tell you there's not much out there to explore. Now that your children are out of high school, how about y'all explore life together and really
right.
get to know each other?
And on top of that, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say that they ain't somebody out there for somebody, but
Right.
together y'all got 9 kids. Who
Right.
you gonna? No offense, and please don't take it as such. But who you gonna find that's cool being in a relationship with you, and you got 9 kids? That's something that you also got to think about because whoever you're getting involved with, if they got kids of their own, you got 9, they got 3. We talking about 12
12
kids.
kids.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to sit back and think about all of that too. I'm not saying that. I mean, your kids are grown almost from what you say. All of them are still not out of high school yet, but still, you got grown kids who gonna feel some kind of way too. Now that you trying to go outside of daddy, you trying to go outside of mama. What are you doing?
That was my next thing.
You
Your
know, what I'm
children are
saying
going
they're
to
gonna have
have
a
a
lot to say.
major issue with that. And they're most likely going to be disrespectful to the next one you try to bring in because all they know is
Is
daddy
or
and
mom,
all they know is mommy. So it's going to be more issues going
right?
on.
Right.
Yo,
That's something that the both of y'all got to think about, especially a man trying to find a woman that's cool with you having that many kids.
And then their mentality is gonna be like, oh, you still dealing with your baby mama?
Right.
Oh, are you still dealing with your baby? It's not gonna be easy. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. I know y'all might be going to work, people might be flirting, people might be saying this and that, but
Mhm.
baby, the grass is not always greener on the other side. And then when you step out, it's gonna be some regrets.
Right. Right.
Really analyze what you're about to do.
Yeah,
And
because
to
y'all
me, your
got obligations. Them
yes.
kids are obligations. How can y'all do anything with the other person? What y'all gonna get him? Especially y'all know that especially women, a woman gonna come to the dude and be like, "Oh, I want you to do such and such." He can't
Mhm.
give you no three. He can't give you no bundles, baby.
Mm-mm.
He can't take you to something. He can't take you to nothing 5 star
Mm-mm.
because he got 9 that he got to deal with at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got to stop and think about that. Like that's a lot, a
A whole
whole lot.
lot. And if somebody is whispering in the ears of you too, saying, "Oh, I would do this," and they lying. They are lying. Baby, y'all need to seek God over your relationship.
Hmm.
I hope we helped.
Yeah, keep us
But
posted
I yes, please keep us posted because
because that's a lot.
I say seek the Lord. Y'all getting your word together. Y'all pray together. If y'all not married, baby,
Yeah.
come on.
After 9 kids, y'all didn't decide to commit.
And y'all just need to enjoy life together as a family.
Right.
Truly get to know who you all are outside of your children because they're getting older. They're about to go to college. They're about to get jobs. Y'all finances will be opened up a little bit and y'all can enjoy each other. Just saying. I wouldn't I wouldn't separate. I wouldn't do it.
No, I mean unless you guys' years have been toxic or something,
Right.
totally different scenario. But that's a lot, and y'all got a whole lot of time. You definitely can't get back.
Mhm.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, just keep us posted. Let us know how things go.
That
All right.
might not what you wanted to hear, but yeah, that's where we stand.
We're gonna do 2 more questions, y'all. Um, I have a relationship question. Okay. Um, this is from Goody. Hello, Goody.
Hi,
Goody
good.
in Atlanta. She says, I am currently tangled up in a menage a trois. I don't want to be tangled anymore. I want to be alone, but one of them won't leave me alone. I have realized that in this relationship, it's been very one sided. We're gonna come back to that because I want to know how can a threesome be one sided. But all right.
I
Um.
don't even know why you want to know that.
Uh.
Somebody is getting more attention than the other one.
Okay. Um. And it has come to the point now of where, you know, when we get around each other, others are hitting each other below the belt. I don't want it to come to something that it doesn't need to come to over this particular situation. I'm sorry that I opened up this can of worms. Also, you started this.
Hmm.
Well, you can start. Cool.
I don't know how long you've been watching our show, but we always say do not bring other people into your relationship. Someone will always go lacking. Um, and if you open it 9 times out of 10, it starts with, okay, this is what's going to take place. This is what we agreed on. Then they start doing stuff without the other mate, and it becomes a hot mess. Um, if you want to leave, do you have enough set up for you to go? If you have enough set up for you to go, start the process. I'm pretty sure the other person is not around all the time. There is ways of doing stuff, baby. I have moved out of places within a half hour, packed all my stuff, and was gone to where nobody knew where I was. It's not a hard process to do unless that person just don't got a job and is always there and always up under you. But even in that, there's ways of doing things. I say you have to do what's best for your mental health, and that is not it. And that is not of God. So if you need help on trying to move forward, hit us up. Let us know, and we can try and help you. But there's ways of doing stuff. We have helped people in the past. There is ways. Coco.
Um, who I think I'm trying to be fun. I really ain't trying to be funny. I really want to know how it's three of y'all, and any of this is one sided because of the fact that it's not one sided. It's because if it was one sided, technically, wouldn't y'all be agreeing? So
Mm-mm.
if y'all are not in agreement, then it ain't one sided. Y'all got three different opinions rolling about whatever it is that y'all got going on. And my thing is it, I mean, and on top of that, the complexity of what you chose to do. Do you have a her and a him, a her and a her? Like, how did you? It's a whole lot of when it's the same, especially if it's the same. All three of y'all the same. I already know. Y'all just got a whole bunch to say. It's going a bunch of bickering and back and forth. Who did what? How you did it? When you did it? Why you didn't do this with this one? Why y'all ain't spending no time? I can just imagine. But at the end of the day, you opened up the door for this. Why would you open up the door to do that to yourself? And don't say that you did it to make one of the other ones happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you went wrong, right there. If that's what it took to make them happy, you were not that person.
Mm-mm.
I would have exited stage left. Okay? So you got a lot that you got to sit back and think about. This was brought on because you chose it. Now you don't want it anymore. So the question is, if you chose to leave it today, what would you run to next?
I
Do
hope you run to a single life so you can heal and get to know who you are. But once again, do you have the means to come out of it? Because if you're being supported, then now we got a whole nother issue.
a whole nother ball game of stuff.
Do you have a support system that can assist you? But once again, if you need assistance and you want to go more into it, because we're not going to open up your business out here, not going to do that.
Right.
Hit us up.
All right. This is gonna be the last one, y'all. This is from Julie. Hello, Julie. Julie is in the wonderful state of North Carolina. Hello, fellow
Hey,
North
Julie.
Carolinians. Julie says, I have been battling with myself. I think I have I think I have self sabotaged so much that I can never bounce back. Everything that it seems like I touch, I turn it into something. I'm always burning bridges. At this point, I don't even know. Um, I thought things were going to be good a couple months ago, but I'm right back at square one. I told myself I would never be in this situation ever again. And here I am back in the same cycle for the last 2 years. When is it ever going to change? How do you break cycle?
So, Julie, sometimes you can feel like you don't deserve and begin to self sabotage. Or when you start to see yourself prosper, you walk in fear and you begin to self sabotage. Um, so when your mindset change and you get around the right environment, then and you put God ahead of your finances, then and only then will things begin to change. You have to know who you are and whose you are, and you have to know that you deserve more and not run from it when you begin to see a blessing. And then the question is, how are you getting the blessing? Because if you're getting it the wrong way, you're not going to keep it. If you're stepping on others to get to where you're going, you're not going to keep it. If you're using what you got to get what you want, you're not going to keep it. So, what are you doing and what is your mindset when it comes to you and who you serving? That's what I have for you, Coco.
Just to kind of piggyback a little off of what she said, what is it that you feel so unworthy about? And at the same time, when you say self sabotage, that term that I don't like, I guess I have to use this wonderful thing that people like to throw out there now is this wonderful thing called imposter syndrome. If that is what you're dealing with, then baby, they only one you. You ain't gotta compare yourself to nobody else. So at the end of the day, what is it that you are trying to do that you feel like that Quint loves to use the term the analogy and she likes to break down the word fear, right? What are you afraid of? Why is fear so prevalent with you? And that's what it really sounds like to me. Um, I put a post up the other day. I said moving in fear is not the same as moving in wisdom. Two totally different things. And so, what is it that has you so afraid that you cannot live and move forward? Because if you're stopping yourself, there's nothing that nobody else can do. We can try to talk you out of a pit, but if you tell you that that pit is if you tell yourself the pit comfortable when we know it's not, there ain't nothing we can do.
Right,
You done put a bed in it, blowed it up, and then started putting stuff down there and moved into it and making it comfortable for yourself. That's on you.
right,
So that's not something that you want to do. You have to assess yourself and find out what it is that has you this way. Until you change that, none of that's gonna change. Start watching your language concerning yourself. Right now, you're your own weapon form. That's not a good place to be. Keep us posted. Let us know how you doing. That was it for tonight, y'all. Um, we'll definitely be back next week. I don't know if it'll be the weekend because I don't know Quint's schedule yet. Um, but yeah, we'll be back next week to finish the rest of y'all questions and to have another chit chat. So quit. You got anything else for the folks before we go? Because I believe
No, I
I gave,
already,
she gave y'all the church announcements before I came up here.
yes, gave the church announcements already. So, those of you that can and will, please keep in contact with us. We want to know how y'all doing. Um, I'm still calling out Terrell and Samuel. Need to hear from y'all. It's been a minute. We really need to hear from y'all. Um, and I just thank God for all of you. So y'all pray before you do put your hands to anything,
Mm-hmm.
and continue to walk by faith and not by sight. And those of you that we said, please stay together, please, because
Um,
it ain't nothing.
remember this though. The Bible tells you if you seek Him first, everything else will be added.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of you tonight were trying to add something to the life
Hmm.
you already got, right?
Hmm.
But seek Him and
Yes.
see if that's what it's supposed to be,
And
and
there is,
it's His will.
yes, and there is an order. It's God, it's family, and then there is business. Now, as Coco and I said, most of the time, all of the time, we merge our ministry and business. We do it. That's how it flows because God is in everything that we do. So it's up to you how you prioritize your life. But once again, there is an order.
Yeah.
So,
But trust and believe. Don't get it twisted. We do not let family lack.
at all,
There's not a lack there.
at all.
Okay, so that's what you got to understand. You hear a lot of people say ministry starts at home. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
house your
Absolutely.
house got to be right. I can't pour into you if I ain't pouring in here.
That's right.
Okay, and that's and so yeah, we don't let home lack.
Mm-mm. At all. So, with that being said, Coco,
Y'all know my motto. I love y'all to life. I love y'all to live every day on purpose and make it count.
and walk in your destiny. We'll see y'all this week. God bless.